Okay, so for today's showing, we are in North Pole, and we are taking a look at a property on Black Bear Turnaround. And so I'm just filming the drive-in here so you can kind of get an idea of where you will be living. It's a pretty close to North Pole neighborhood while still kind of being out of the way. You've got a lot of privacy on these lots back here. Most of them are about an acre. So it's definitely something where you can still see your neighbors and they aren't right up in your business, which is pretty sweet. Let's see, we're almost there. I'm paying attention to driving, I'm sorry. I promise. Look at that, we got some Kansas City Chiefs fans. Here, Black Bear Turnaround. Now, this is not my listing. This is listed by John Majors and Zoe Viemeyer. So here's your house, and then here's the actual turnaround portion. So you do have a neighbor right there, but you have a circular driveway, which is pretty cool. So we'll jump out and check it out. Okay. I think in some of my last videos, I talked about green up, which, look at this. It's green up, it's here. The leaves are on the trees. The grass is starting to recover. It is nice out. It's finally above 60 continuously. So believe it or not, we're all pretty excited about that. You can see you still got 2 more specks of snow in the yard, but that's not too shabby. This place is about 5 minutes from the main part of North Pole. And it is paved all the way up to your front door and garage, which, believe it or not, is a rare commodity in Fairbanks and North Pole. Looking at this home, it is set on an acre. You can see your neighbor over there, but it does seem pretty private with the trees that they've got. You've got your lift station and septic right here. These are fantastic because it means that even in North Pole, where the water table is considerably higher than Fairbanks, you will have enough separation between where the water is draining and the actual water table that you won't have to worry about the place backing up. Essentially, what I mean by that is in North Pole, it's mostly gravel out here. The ground is fantastic. It's old, I believe, Tanana riverbed. And so from like the time when the Tanana has kind of just moved back and forth across this valley, it's created this gravel deposit that's pretty much right below the dirt here. And it creates fantastic spots to build homes. Foundations are super fantastic in North Pole for the most part. But the downside is the water table is quite a bit higher. A lot of times it's only like 10 feet below the surface. And so when you're trying to put a septic onto a high water table, a lot of times you will have issues with the water backing up, doesn't have anywhere to go. And so what they do is they artificially raise the level of the ground about 6 feet, and they pump the water at the pump station there up and over that artificial ground. And so that just gives you a little bit more clearance to be able to not have that back up. So we'll do a walkthrough of the exterior here first. And here are robins. That might not be a robin. I don't know what that is. Looks like a little goshawk or something. But pretty quiet. You can hear the highway off in the distance, but it's not too loud. Yeah, check this out. I don't know what that is. I think it's a goshawk. Not sure where this goes, but it looks like it goes back there fair ways. Pretty private back here. You can see the highway over there. You can see a car going by every once in a while. The paint on this place looks fantastic. The roof and shingles look pretty good. I can't see that top portion, but this front part looks great at the back. I did see some moss on the other side, so I'll circle around and show you that. But even the shed, I mean, the paint job looks fantastic. Not sure if we can get in here or not. There we go. Yeah, pretty sweet shed space. Nice. Sorry about that. Got a phone call. Anyways, that's the backyard. You go to the front, I'll show you that moss that I was kind of checking out. It doesn't seem too bad. I've got some moss on my roof that I've been meaning to get rid of. Essentially, you can just sprinkle some zinc on it and it'll kill it, and then you can spray it off. You do want to get rid of it sooner rather than later, because what will happen is it will trap moisture on your roof and it'll eventually cause your shingles to degrade. So you can kind of see up there, a little bit of moss. Nothing too crazy. It's still fixable. It's not like it's torn up. I'm no engineer, no inspector. It's just my personal opinion. But all right, let's go inside. Okay, so just in the front door, you do have like 2 steps up, but it is mostly main level. It's not a split entry, which is pretty sweet. This is your entrance. You've got a bunch of storage here in the closets. You got this closet here, and you also have this closet. Pretty sweet. Got plenty of room to store your coats. And we will just go to the left and go clockwise around the home. So in here, this is pretty wide open, all things considered. It's 1981 home. It is just about 2,100 square feet. And I really like the way that they've used their square footage to maximize the living space where you spend your time, not the bedrooms, but the living space where you're going to be cooking dinner, you're going to be hanging out, you're going to be with the family. One thing that's pretty neat about this home is it's what's called double wall construction. And so what's neat about that is Fairbanks obviously gets cold, North Pole gets colder. It's usually about 10 degrees colder in North Pole than it is in Fairbanks. And so you can look at just how wide these windows and these walls are. I mean, that's pretty significant. And so you probably have some combination of either 2x4 and 2x6 or 2x6 and 2x6 wall. And you're just going to be adding an extra insulative layer to help make your home way more efficient. These guys have likely upgraded these windows since 1981. These are vinyl casing windows. They're about as efficient as they come, which is fantastic. So once again, cheap to heat, which is awesome. 2,100 square feet. It's not the biggest home, but it's definitely going to come with a heating bill. So making sure that that is as reasonable as possible. Pretty cool area. They've got it set up as game room. Pretty neat. You got some sound systems in here. You've got some windows in the corner, be able to see out. The backyard that we were looking at prior. You got the kitchen. Check out this back porch. Got access here. Be able to grill. It's that back porch that we saw earlier. The sheds. Lots of room. It seems like this stuff, it's not all weather wood, but it has been painted and taken care of. It's not degrading it by what I can tell. I think it looks pretty sharp. You do have some of the older lights here, so at least this one is buzzing a little bit. Pretty easy fix to just upgrade all of these lights to just regular LEDs. You probably both save a little bit on electric and also have it look a little bit more modern. You got your kitchen, bathroom. Something else you can do to make it look more modern is you can see it's got this popcorn ceiling. It's something that was pretty common back in the 70s and 80s. It's something that if you have tested, sometimes it will have asbestos in it, which obviously no bueno. This was built in 81 and technically everything was outlawed as far as like if it has asbestos in it in 78. So, in theory, it doesn't have asbestos. You should just be able to scrape it off and it'll look quite a bit more modern. I was curious. I was like, man, what is this a design thing? Like, why do people have this? And apparently it was for sound dampening. And so it helps to keep it from echoing as bad. It helps to stop the noise from like upstairs to downstairs or vice versa. But now the preference is to scrape it, get rid of it. It'll make it quite a bit more modern. Same with upgrading the lights. Okay, we'll check out this garage. These garages, I mean, this place is pretty long. I would say it's probably about 18 foot front to back. So you could definitely park, you know, Subaru, longer car, truck, you know, so stuff like that. You should be able to fit in here, no problem. You've got your boiler and your water stuff. This looks like a newer boiler. Or at least it looks like it wasn't the one that was put here in 1981, which is great. Usually they last for about 50 years if you take care of them. So, you know, to see that it's a new one is fantastic. These look like 8-foot doors, so you fit most vehicles in here as long as they're not lifted. Back porch once again. You've got a specific zone valve here for heating. So you can see they've got it turned all the way down. It's gonna wanna be heating the garage. But keeps this place at 50 degrees, which is pretty nice. Melts the snow off the car, and all the water, in theory, will drain here to the center. Although it's not looking like this one has a drain. So it's somewhat common in Fairbanks and North Pole to not have drains in your garage. It might just be under something. But usually, like for me, I just have a squeegee and I just shove the water outside, or a broom works pretty well too. Oh yeah, check out this double oven here. Look at that, sweet, built in. Not too shabby. Okay. And then we'll head upstairs. We're back at the front door where we came in. So this is the upstairs to the rest of the home. 3 bedrooms, all upstairs. So I know I was mentioning ranch style earlier. You could get away with it if you converted that one like living area into a bedroom and just have guest rooms upstairs. You know, kind of up to you. We've got some older vanities, older style, like lights, mirrors. What's up? You've got an older toilet too. And these things, I tell you what, they're freaking bomb-proof, man. You get that nice yellow color, it means it's in there forever. It means it's never gonna break. Once again, older insert, but they've done a nice job with like this corner here. They don't have grout anywhere except the base here, which I'm not a big fan of grout in the showers, my own personal preference, just because it gets old and gross pretty quick. Got a nice view of your backyard here. Oh, there we go. And your roof from the bathroom, cool. Once again, you've got the popcorn ceiling. It's not a crazy repair to do unless somebody's painted it. Essentially what you got to do is just spray it down with water and then it scrapes right off. Once again, just get it tested for any lead-based paint or asbestos that could be in there. We'll go clockwise again. But one of the bedrooms, once again, you got these new windows. They look great. View of the front yard. Pretty deep closet space over the stairs there, using every inch they can. Double closet in this guy. The windows, looks great. And this is the primary. A view of the backyard. Got the primary double sink vanity in here as well. Once again, you can kind of see that grout. I'm telling you, grout's no good. You get the one piece. Okay, and that's what we got. I'll turn off all the lights and head out of here. I think it's a pretty beautiful home, all things considered. I think it's efficient. I think it's going to keep you warm all winter long. I think it's going to be a great home for someone.